yes, you do see it right. We are definitely headed into that spooky, scary season. And having said that, this is our first Spooky, Scary Saturday of 2020. The first movie that we went into was Jaws last Saturday. So that is the movie we're going to be jumping into today, doing a movie talk. Before we jump on into that, if you are new here, welcome. Go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and turn on that bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos. And I will be posting these Spooky Scary Saturdays every Saturday long, heading up to Halloween. So let's roll on into that. Alright, so the first movie being Jaws in 1975. Jaws went into theaters and kind of changed the way that we saw films in a sense, because it took the monster. At that point you had some slashers going on and psychological-ish thrillers going on, but there was never, you had like the original monsters and Dracula and all that, but having an animal, especially like a shark or something very realistic that could easily happen and does easily happen. I mean, shark attacks, you don't hear about them as much, but they definitely are a very real and scary thing that happens. So thus they made a movie, and it was, of course, a huge blockbuster success. I mean, you have John Williams doing the score, so of course that is going to go over very, very well. And of course, we all know the plot of Jaws. It takes place in a city, kind of like an island or peninsula off of New York, and it's this populated area that has a lot of summer tourism because there's a big beach there, and the beaches do really well, of course. So you have this shark attacking people one by one, killing them, eating them, dismantling them, and it sends the whole town and police force, especially the police chief, into a frenzy, and they eventually try to locate the shark.
I'll catch this bird for you.
And so those are the things we already know about the movie. Here are a few fun facts that you may or may not have known about the making of Jaws. While in the filming, the shark was actually named Bruce after Steven Spielberg's lawyer at the time. It was sort of a little joke in between the whole cast and crew. While they were filming the boat scene with the shark coming up onto the boat and attacking everyone, the boat actually almost started to really sink and almost wasted an entire day's worth of filming. So while in the middle of filming, Steven Spielberg had trouble with the mechanical shark before the shooting even began. So he had his friend George Lucas come and visit and sort of help him with that. And in the middle of doing so and trying to help out a friend, George Lucas actually ended up stuck inside of the mechanical shark's mouth, and they eventually had to get something to pry him open. Allegedly, Steven Spielberg slept with a stalk of celery under his pillow throughout the shoot. Apparently, the smell of the celery was very soothing to him, and just in the middle of having to film and bring, a high-quality film together despite, mechanical difficulties, weather difficulties, just filming in general, there was a lot of drinking on the set, things like that. So just, I guess, the pressure of it all was very, very stressful on, again, a young Steven Spielberg at the time. There's not a lot of Jaws in Jaws. The shark doesn't fully appear in a shot just because, again, mechanical difficulties. There was a lot of that going around when they were in the middle of filming. And plus, when you actually looked at the mechanical animal, I mean, he wasn't, this was the 70s, so it could only look but so good. It might take away from it, but because of that, and I think Steven Spielberg wanted him to be shown more, but in all honesty, I think, the less is more definitely works in this movie, and it definitely sets the entire tone for everything, and the film just would not have been the same if you saw the monster. I think that's kind of the appeal to it all. As far as I feel about Jaws, I mean, I definitely grew up with it as a child. I never really, saw it all the way through, but I'm glad that I have seen it all the way through as an adult. Would I regularly watch it? Probably not, but That's just me. That is my opinion, and other people can, do and feel as they want with their spooky, scary movies. But I'm glad I watched it. It's still a classic in my book, and I feel if no one has ever seen Jaws before, go ahead, give it a go. It is definitely a good for everyone movie, just because it's not as gory and jump scary as a lot of other films that I will be going more in depth to. I mean, it's a film that my parents can watch, and honestly, by the end of it, it kind of almost seems like a real action movie to me, and with like a little bit of suspense more than an actual horror film. But the music in it is definitely what makes it. I mean, John Williams, he's a king, truly. And most horror movies, I would say, definitely get their horror element from the music. If it wasn't from the music that is kind of put in, it really sets the tone of everything, and great music and scores can really make or break a movie. So that is my movie talk, fun fact, kind of opinion on Jaws, and I will see you all on my next spooky, scary Saturdays.